to our walk cycle in Maya. We're going to add our secondary motion now that we've got our timing worked out with our hip curve, up and down motion. We've also dropped in our leg movement, our extreme poses for our legs and arms in a very robotic way, but they're out there to work with. And we also have some rotation in the spine in two directions, so that we get a little bit more natural spine going on. The movement of the balance, counterbalance, and of course straightening out the head. Now we're going to add some secondary motion, which is really critical for getting away from that robotic look. So we're going to go ahead and work on the feet first. Keep in mind that it's an example would be a dog's tail. It's often used to give an example of what secondary animation is intended for. It's your child bones. You've got a parent, a child. These all trail after one another, just like the bones on a dog's tail. So the dog starts wagging his tail is going to follow vertebra by vertebra. So they're going to trail. So what I want to do is take into consider that same movement for the child bones in the limbs. We've got the thigh that's driving pretty much the movement. What's trailing is the calf, and then the foot after the calf. So as I bring up my foot, this foot has come from behind and is coming through this motion. I'm going to go ahead and drop the toe, or foot first and then the toe, so that we can see more of that movement coming through. Now I'm going to take note of how much I'm rotating it. The top of the foot is aligned with the grid, and so as that foot comes through, in anticipation of setting it down on the ground, we're also going to have some breakdowns in here. Let's go ahead and correct the pose for the toes in this position, which trails the foot. So we're going to click on the arrow to get to the foot, and I'm going to drag the toe in a very obvious way so that you can see what's happening there. Foot dragging, or toe dragging after the foot, and then in anticipation that toe is going to raise up. The foot is planted on the ground first, and then the toe is dropped into position on the trailing frame. So now if we walk through that, you see the toe drag, anticipation, down, and there. Now the breakdown of this would be your anticipation could get even more dramatic in that you are raising your foot. Raise that up. We can even get a little heel down action there. Forward, heel down, and toe down, and follow through. See how nice and fluid that appears on the end of that leg now. Much different than that robotic foot on the other side. Alright, so let's go ahead and follow through with adding the secondary motion on the other foot, and then we will begin to talk about the hands. I'll see you in the next video for adding the secondary on the hands.